We started this company 13 years back. We sold to one of the global EMS companies in 2005 and bought it back again in 2009. So now what we have here is a tier 1 process with a local delivery solution. So the processes which are set by global EMS company, that still validates whole manufacturing. We are doing telecom, industrial, power, consumer electronics. These are the four verticals which we are supporting. But we are not just a EMS company. We call it as a product lifecycle solutions, which is basically catering for design, manufacturing, fulfillment of the products, and then aftermarket services. So right from beginning, like cradle to grave, we take care of all the activities for the product. So it's just not manufacturing as such, it's a service company.
So in which sector you are stronger than the other sectors?
I think where you have high volume, low value business, and that is the sector where we are right now in. And consumer electronics is something wherein we are supporting in a good way. And it's not only for the Indian markets, it's for the global markets what we are supporting now.
And you are also designing the products you are manufacturing?
Certain customers come forward to us in terms of an idea, and then we make design of that product, and then after that we do the manufacturing, and in case they ask for the fulfillment or the aftermarket, we take care of that. But right now that's a growing sector. Apart from in manufacturing itself, we're doing design for manufacturing, design for testing, that kind of solutions we are giving to the end customer.
So then how strong is your R&D team?
Our design team is right now 20 people, but it's a growing area which we are really focusing on. We want to get into specialized solutions for the customers, and right now our present customers, those who are asking for a solution for the betterment of the product, that's our focus, and that's a ready market for us.
So are you catering to domestic customers only, or your
It's 50-50. 50% we are supporting domestic, 50% goes to export. So we have an export-oriented unit next to our DTA, domestic tariff area.
What is the current trends in the EMS sector? Maybe globally, India?
See, globally, of course, it's growing. It's not that something which is coming down. But yes, after 2008 recession, overall the volumes have come down globally. But it's a different trend in India. India, the manufacturing is coming up now. People have looked at software, now they are looking at hardware. And that trend is happening because of various reasons. One is, of course, the China market, the cost going up compared to India. And that is something which is, making global OEMs to de-risk themselves from a higher cost geography to a lower cost geography. So that trend is something which is scaling. Apart from that, now the government is focusing more on Indian manufacturing, and that is where the markets are opening up. People have realized that it's better to make it in India because your time to market is much better, and of course IP protection is something which everyone is concerned about, and that is where the OEMs have started manufacturing in India. So earlier the ecosystem was not available in India, but that's been created now. And until this company like ours take that lead on, getting that ecosystem made, it will be difficult to create jobs then in India. And this is where this sector creates the maximum number of jobs.
So if one trend that is happening globally, which has not started off in India, in the EMS space, something that is happening in other countries in the EMS sector, which is not happening in India?
India is a 1 billion nation, so anything which starts outside has to start in India. The time to market is something which I was telling that OEMs, like take an example of Apple. They launched Apple phone in US, but it took some time to come to India. They definitely will like to manufacture in India, so that when they launch in US, it gets launched here also. So that kind of things will come up in a later date. But that is something, nobody can rule out India now because it's a big market for anybody who's coming out in electronics.
So a lot of these MNCs have entered this EML segment in India. So how are you competing with them? Is there any technological difference between the domestic, not only you, not only sport, I'm talking about the domestic players. How are they competing with the MNCs in the EMS segment?
See, everyone has its market share. Right now, the EMS, as I told you, it's a growing sector. You look at certain companies, they are focusing on automobile. Some companies are focusing on industrial or defense or aerospace. Some companies are on consumer. So everyone has a market. Players are less. The global companies are coming here, but they are not able to compete with the domestic market because of cost reasons, because they have their own costs to support other part of the world. They have to support certain costs. But in India, if it's an Indian company which has global processes and which has systems like a global company, they'll take the lead. And of course, that's where we fit in, where we have taken an advantage of being part of a global EMS company earlier. So the cost is one thing which will definitely drive domestic market because our market is very cost sensitive. But apart from that, we have to be innovative. In India, the innovation is there. We are good software developers, but we need to become a good hardware developers also and integrate that software to hardware. And that is where, we should take the lead. We should give value to the OEMs, wherein, they can come forward and give their business to Indian market rather than going to any other market.
When you talk about innovation, you need to be innovative in the manufacturing strategies also, in manufacturing processes.
Definitely, you have to be. You have to think different. You have to think out of box. You have to make sure that you get the right application, how you integrate the software. And the good advantage is that, that's made in India. And we have already emerged a global hub. So it's a combination of software and hardware that you can come out with the best product for the market. And that's where India should take the lead. Until we show value, the Indian market will take time. So that's the reason why now all the companies have understood that and they are moving towards more of value additions in terms of software, hardware, and services what they are offering.
Any one best manufacturing practice you apply, you follow?
Of course, lean is a principle which is there. Lean management, what we call it, is a process where you do you remove the waste and your cycle times in terms of your production cycle times improve. That is a concept which globally is being well recognized. It took some time for us to adapt that, but that is something which is really driving us to give better efficiencies on our output of product.
And price-wise, you said the domestic players have an edge over the MNCs. What about technology?
That's what I'm saying. Price it's not just the manufacturing cost. You have to adapt to, or you have to innovate the best technology to make a right product. And that is where we have to take a lead. And then only you can see much better products, much innovative products coming to the market which will be made in India.
And what about customization? Are the MNCs competent enough to customize for the Indian customers?
Of course they are. There's nothing that they can.
Do the domestic players have an edge over there?
I won't say
customization.
No, I definitely, one edge is that we understand the Indian market, we understand the customer psychology. So we know what kind of psychology will play when you take the product into the market. So that definitely plays advantage for an Indian company to go into the market and sell. The OEMs do realize that before they launch their product to the market, they do these kind of tests with companies like us where they run through the cycles on Indian conditions and then make the product for the market. So definitely they move through us. But if it is a global EMS company, they won't do that in the fashion what we are doing right.
When you are making products for an international company, do you have to maintain certain kind of standards?
Definitely, as I said, global processes. That's how the OEMs come to you. Because if you don't have the right processes, they will never, like to make their products because they're risking their product, which will go into the market. So there are a lot of certifications which they ask for in terms of, ISO, OSAS, and these certifications do help us to improve our systems and our process. Just to tell you, we are the only company in India who's following SAP as a ERP on EMS. You can name any company, nobody does SAP because that's a part of the process. So anything which is coming in has to, be well accounted for, and it has to make sure that we are using the right part for the products. Because SAP doesn't allow you to use any wrong or part which is duplicate. So these are certain processes which we already have in our company. And in our company, we just talk about three things: people, process, and progress. And that's how our brand God is established. If you have the right people, if you have the right processes, definitely you'll see progress in your field, which is product lifecycle solution.
Is that your USP?
Yes. My USP, our company USP is people, process, and progress.
So, how do you position yourself in the EMS sector in India with other domestic players?
We are in top 5 in terms of number of people, in terms of revenue. So we want to be number 1, and we will be number 1 in next 1 year or 2 years time. Because as I said, that what systems and what people we have with us will definitely make sure that we are one of the top companies for product lifecycle solution. I am not talking that I am a EMS company. I am a product lifecycle solutions company where we give solutioning to various customers. And just to, as a confidentiality, we are not supposed to use the names, but just to give you a brief, the largest computer peripheral company in the world is manufacturing in India right now. Tablets have been manufactured in India. So, there is a big market which is available, not only for India but for international market. And people have realized that the ecosystem is getting ready in India. It's right time to come in and, go ahead and do the manufacturing. So you are asking what are the locations we are in. Right now we are in Hyderabad. Yes, we are in Hyderabad. We have almost 1,000 people working with us, and of course we are expanding to other locations also. We do have a European operations also in our company, and we'll definitely now looking at inorganic growth, wherein we go ahead and take on more companies to be part of this journey.
Which are those top 5?
There are companies who are focusing on consumer electronics, which are Dixon Electronics in Delhi. They are in that region. Of course, you have Elcotech, Jabil, Flextronics. They are already there in India. And of course, Jabil is doing quite big in India, but that's for the export market, not for the Indian market. So we see that trend where manufacturing has really started in India now, and this will continue to grow.
With this government policy coming in, as you said, the manufacturing will start off. So do you see the EMS sectors also doing manufacturing, of course, but EMS, when I say EMS, a lot of other services are also goes into that. So do you see the EMS business also picking up?
Definitely. See,
or do you see the manufacturers are doing everything themselves and the EMS business going down?
See, it's become a specialist. The OEMs definitely they don't want to have everything done by themselves. If you look at worldwide trend, all the big brands none of them are really manufacturing themselves. They do an outsourcing model, which is a EMS. Now, EMS is like a specialist. Okay, I always tell that if you have a chest pain, you don't go to a general physician, you go to a heart specialist. And that's exactly what is happening. That all these OEMs, they go to a specialist. And when you go to specialists, they take care of everything in terms of their product. And that cycle and that trend in India is now started, wherein people, the OEMs or the big houses or the government themselves are telling that you have to manufacture in India because that is the specialist and it creates jobs. So that is the only area which is really creating blue collar jobs.
So, how do you promote your brand name maybe?
See, OEMs promote our brand. I don't have to be branding myself because OEMs should know that what we make for them or what we can make for them. The thing what we have is strong processes and people, and once you have that in place, I think automatically your branding happens. So we are not going out and telling that yes, we are here, people should know because we are manufacturing for them. So automatically it gets promoted. But I can tell you that how the national manufacturing policy is being framed. We're looking at companies who can set up manufacturing in India, and government is really pushing with a lot of incentives, a lot of giving lands to them, and even giving financial subsidies to see that the manufacturing happens in India. So very soon India will have a fab. You have seen in the papers that fab will be manufactured in India. It's not that though the capacities worldwide are available to make fab, but why they want is India is a prestigious issue now. That as India. Right now import is around 40 billion. It will go up to 400 billion by 2020. So it will be more than your petroleum imports. So we cannot afford that. We can manufacture within India. And that is where we are fitting in. That we will be a $1 billion company very soon.
Going back to branding, you are participating in exhibitions. So that is also one kind of branding process.
Definitely people should know about companies because this forum, this particular forum, where you have machine suppliers, you have component suppliers, they definitely like to know what you are doing and what are your plans. And that is why we are here. OEMs don't, come and give you business here. We're big, large OEMs. They definitely like to see what process and factory you have to support them. So this is more of, networking area where we network with the best machines people, the best component people.
Do you face any challenge while being an EMS or a solution provider? What type of challenges are you facing? Maybe components are, difficult.
Definitely, the imports is right now, that ecosystem is yet to develop. We have to see Indian component manufacturing in this exhibition more than what we see right now. A pavilion of China and Taiwan, definitely we'd like to see that. So that is one challenge. The custom clearances are another challenge which are yet to be regularized, and when we are getting in SEZ, it should come straight away into SEZ rather than going through the process. So there are certain challenges on supply chain and the logistics, but one of the biggest challenge right now for companies like product life cycle management or EMS is the government has to really look at the cost of funding. Because here you have to import the material, you don't get that kind of credit. You have to then manufacture and then give it to the OEMs, then you have an extra credit there. And the cost of funding in India is very high. You name it as working capital or you name it as a capex. That's why the global companies, for them, setting up like in Sriperumbudur, Nokia, their cost of funding is low because they got the funding done from their international bankers, where they can get at a low cost. Here you have 14% kind of interest. It becomes difficult for Indian companies to have that kind of cost of fund. So that's where the one challenge we are facing right now. But I think government has going to realize that, and in this new policy they will be coming up with this, wherein like textiles, they can lower the cost of working capital and encourage this manufacturing sector.
So, Swat being a seasoned company, are you playing any role in pushing this industry to start manufacturing?
See, Mr. Gururaj, he is also advising to government. Okay, so he is on our board, and definitely he sees this challenge day to day, and he's been, part of framing the policy also, and he definitely, taken up to the government that this is how we are going to do it better. And with his experience and expertise, more than 25 years now only on manufacturing, I think yes, the voice is heard by the government.
Is there anything else you would like to say?
See, this manufacturing sector has to be looked by the government, which they are already doing, but now the time has come that we have to encourage companies to manufacture in India. Then only we can create that ecosystem that India can just not make software, it can do much better in hardware. That will help our economy, it will create more jobs, and we will be a complete product manufacturer. For example, our engineers go to NASA, go to Apple, do the best innovation there. Why can't they do for their own country? Because they have the talent here, and we export that talent, and they import the products to us. Rather than we should export a complete product from here rather than just exporting our people. So our aim is to create that kind of an infrastructure wherein when you have an idea, you should make it in India and then export a product rather than just exporting people. And that is something which, personally what we are trying to see is that it's a time for India to really come up and show the world that yes, we can deliver not only software but a complete product.
So do you think, my last question, do you think that we have the potential to compete with China?
I think we have a huge potential. We have a huge potential. Our costs are much lower compared to China. You must be knowing that the labor cost in China is much higher compared to India. So I think the potential is huge, and any big OEMs or any OEM who wants to make the products, they definitely look at India now, because India comes with a package where it's not only cost but your IP will be protected 100%. Not like China where you get the duplicate products. So that is something which people are realizing and they will see that trend wherein the manufacturing will shift to India because of these reasons. Cost arbitrage will be one area, but the other thing is on the IP production and time to market. So these are the reasons why manufacturing will start now in India.